And this is a video review of the Transformers Studio Series number 86-12 from the Transformers the movie Coronation Starscream. So he's done in this new style Studio Series packaging. Let me set Starscream aside. So it's really nice. It's now a full box. So the main pro is there's no real plastic in the packaging except for like the sticky tapes and all that. So even the twisty ties and all that are all paper, so they're going all renewable on us, which is good. The downside is you can't really inspect the figure, so if it's a defective figure or a return figure, there's no way of really knowing until you open it. But you know, I think their intention is good, their approach. I don't think there's any other approach they can do anyway. So yeah, that's it. The packaging itself, you know, is your standard looking Studio Series packaging. Only the front window is gone. Instead, it's an image of Starscream, which is also really done well. On this side is Starscream again. On that side is also Starscream. The back is your product shots, and then the bio is right there. He is 29 steps. And there's a preview of the accessories. There's nothing at the bottom. At the top is your Transformers the movie logo. Included is your set of instructions, which is, you know, brand new. It's not the one that we got from Earthrise, obviously, because of the Coronation Starscream labeling. It does show you how to put on the accessories on Starscream, and I'll demo that later on. How to sit him on the throne. And the transformation scheme is at the back. And here is Coronation Starscream out of his package. Here's Soundwave is not included, but I have him sitting on the throne with Ravage there. So let's take a closer look at Starscream first. But before we begin, I'd like to tell you this won't be like a full review. The intention of this review is to show you mainly the differences between this Starscream and the other Starscream, as well as all of the accessories and all, and how he fits with the other Seekers. So let me bring out Earthrise Starscream. Okay, so here are the two Starscreams side by side. The one on your left is the new Studio Series version, while the one on your right is the old Earthrise version. So at first glance, you might think there's not a lot of difference. There's not actually any visible difference at first glance. The most notable difference would be the remolded hand. So as you can see, the hand here is just your standard fist, while this one now has your more posable hand, which is I don't know how I want to feel about that. I guess it's okay, but I would have wanted other things rather than the hand. Other than that, there's a slight difference in the colors. So as you can see, this one is a more how do I say it, a more orangey red, if that makes sense. So a lot brighter red, while this one is a more muted red. They're too close for me to have a personal preference. The color is a little too samey for me to have a preference. The arms as well, this one is a bit deeper blue, while this one is a little lighter blue. But then, like I said, the difference is very slight. On the chest, see this one, if you look inside, you can see there's the red. There's a red there, and it's only the middle part that is in this gunmetal, while in this one you can clearly see everything is gunmetal. Again, too subtle for me to have a preference. What is less subtle is the face. So they are the same face sculpt, but this one is visibly darker, which, you know, is more accurate to Starscream. So I actually prefer this head sculpt. The other thing that I personally prefer, if you look at the tail fins, so you can see there's no detail on the Studio Series one, while the Earthrise one has, which again, I would have said I prefer this, but given that, you know, Thundercracker and Skywarp and Thundercracker both lack that detail, I do prefer the Starscream to also match up with them. So yeah, other than that, you know, it's not a lot of difference. The plastic, the off-white plastic here is a little bit leaning towards the brown. But yeah, again, everything is very, very subtle. So you know, I mean, it's not if you're just getting it for, you know, you think it's more accurate as a Starscream than Earthrise, then I'd probably skip it. Now, if you didn't have Earthrise Starscream, then definitely this one is okay. But yeah, if it's just for the Starscream, I don't think it's a big enough change to warrant a new purchase. Now, the other thing that this does include that makes up for it is the included accessories, which we start off with the throne. Let me remove Soundwave and Ravage there. So we'll start off with the throne. I don't believe, just remove all the accessories quickly. Well, let me show you. So you can store all the accessories in the throne, right? The crown is there. You just peg the cape there. These alternate null rays, which we'll talk about later, is pegged there. And at the bottom, you see the Pauldrons. They're just pegged there. So yeah. So going back, let's talk about the throne. I don't believe he has a throne in the movie. I've looked, I can't see it. But this one is very similar to you know, the chair that Megatron has in the Nemesis ship on the first episode. I think this is more meant to evoke that than an actual throne, right? But yeah, it's very well detailed. I love all the panel lining, so it's not just a chair, and there's like control panels and all that, which, you know, makes me further think that this is more a command chair than a throne. The one thing I noted, this one is made on really thick plastic, thicker than the robots, so it's not like your cheap throne. So this is a really well done piece of kit, made of 2 pieces. So see, there's it's screwed in there, so there's this one piece at the back and the bottom piece. So yeah, it's really well done. Now, other accessory is the crown. If you look at the crown, it's made out of the blue plastic and then painted gold with red highlights. I like that the paint is gold rather than them making it from gold plastic. You know how it is with gold plastic, they will deteriorate and break. So it's nice that they made it in the blue plastic and just painted it red. Other than that, there's a lot of detail there. It's really nice. We'll put it on Starscream in a bit. Now, the other thing, the Pauldrons, again, really well done. Gold trim there. So we have this shifting swiveling thing that will attach to his shoulder, and there's this other swivel that attaches to the null rays. Speaking of which, we have 2 specialized null rays, which is done in the blue plastic, painted off-white. So this is a different null ray. Where is Starscream again? So this is a different null ray from your standard one. So this is the standard null ray. You can see this is the one that is part of the accessories pack. So it's a this one is a browner white. This one is like a richer off-white. I didn't even notice that until I had them in front of the camera. But yeah, these ones are meant to attach to the Pauldrons. So I'll show that later. But otherwise, you know, they're almost the same sculpt, only a little bit shorter. So if you look, it's like they cut off the top from this one, but then the pegging point is higher. And the last accessory is this cape, which is really wonderfully done. It's made of this heavy stock plastic. I thought it would be lighter plastic, but yes, it's nice. I thought it would be like rubbery plastic, but I was pleasantly surprised. Now there is that unsightly hinge there, but at least it's at the back, so it's fine. Now the reason it has a hinge is it actually expands. So if you want him to have a bigger flowing cape, you can, or a smaller cape, you can as well. Now, putting the accessories back on Starscream, first of all, I'll show you that these null rays, these new null rays, still do work with Starscream. So, but then it rests a little bit lower than that one and a little bit closer to the body, so it doesn't look as well. But you know, if you lose the other null rays, you can use them in a pinch. But anyway, so let's put on the accessories. The toughest one to put on will be the Pauldrons. What I found as the best way is if you press it back like that, spread his arms there, and then just peg it like so. That seems to be the easiest way, and I would recommend you don't peg it all the way in, because it makes it really hard to take it off. Let's put the other one as well. Of course, it fell down. I really need to have a better camera setup. My one is giving me a backache, so you lower that in. Again, I won't peg it in all the way. So that's how it looks. Now we peg the new null rays there. It's a little bit too far from the body for my liking. I guess you can do it so it's pegged inside. Oops, not that one. Pegged inside that way, so it's closer to the body. But then you have this unsightly gap, and then when he does that, it doesn't really work as well. So yeah, we peg in the proper way. Now let's put on the cape. So you know, at the back he does have that hole, so you just peg that in there. It's good. And then lastly, let's put on his crown. So there you go. There you have Starscream in his full regalia. It's really well done. Now let's pose him. You have to do the pose, right? That way. And then flow his cape. Just like that. Just like that masterpiece version. Really looks really nice. So yeah, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is with Earthrise Starscream, and while I know they didn't share screen time with King Starscream, here is Starscream with Thundercracker and Skywarp, and here he is getting hints from my two Galvatrons. Now, since we've already seen this figure reviewed 5 million times, I'll skip the transformation. I will show you the change in articulation. So the only change in articulation would be this. Otherwise, it's the exact same articulation as your other Seekers. And in terms of articulation with all the regalia, it's not hindered at all. So yeah, I guess the main hindrance is you can't really swing the feet back, but you can't really swing the feet back a lot anyway with the what do you call this, unregaled version, I guess. So yeah, I'll skip the transformation and then we'll do some comparisons in jet mode. Okay, so here they are all transformed up. The one on the left again is your Studio Series Starscream, and this one on the right is your Earthrise Starscream. So similar to the previous one, the changes are really subtle. I already mentioned the Decepticon insignia is bright, more solidly painted and a brighter purple. They added this silver highlight, so this hinge is still made of the same stock plastic, but then they painted it silver, akin to the original toy, I guess. And then they removed the paint there. Just fold that up. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure where that came from. But yeah, they removed the strip there, which you know, might seem to be a slight downgrade compared to Earthrise, because Earthrise did have that detail, right? But the one good thing, like I mentioned about that, is now it's more cohesive with the other Seekers. So where did I just put Thundercracker? Let's see, Thundercracker also doesn't have that detail on his tail fin, which means all three are now more cohesive. So yeah, I like it about that. So let me just put these three together, and there they are. So they really look good together. I actually prefer this version of Starscream to go with the other two Seekers than this one. I might just get rid of this one. So if you're in Australia, you're looking for an Earthrise Starscream, put a comment below, and then let's set up a trade or something. But yeah, so there they are, the three Starscreams. So let's go to my final thoughts. Actually, before we go to the final thoughts, there were some intangibles I wanted to discuss. So other than, you know, the paint details, the other difference that I've seen with this Starscream is that the tolerances on the joints seem to be a lot better than the Earthrise. Like simple things like untabbing the chest seems a little bit easier. Opening up the panel here for transformation is a lot easier as well. So, you know, those things irk you with the original Earthrise. Those things have, you know, have been fixed. I don't know if they were actually fixed, or it's just because of mold degradation or anything. Oh, and this flap at the front, it doesn't untab as easily as the Earthrise version 1 as well was. So yeah. Now, in terms of final thoughts, like I said, I mean, the Earthrise version is already a very good Starscream, and the changes are really, really subtle. So if you're coming from the Earthrise version and you're hoping for like a big jump in quality or anything like that, you'll be surprised, or that or don't be surprised that it's just gonna be almost the same figure aside from the hands. That said, between those tolerance fixes and all that, as well as the now matching tail fin deco with Thundercracker and Skywarp, I actually prefer this Starscream over the other one. So much so that I'm thinking of letting go of my Earthrise Starscream in favor of this. So yeah, nothing much else to say. So that's the review. If you like that review, please leave a like, leave a comment, or subscribe. As always, this has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the more or less side grade that is Studio Series Coronation Starscream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.